Hello parents and carers, and welcome to this presentation that focuses on phonics in Year 1. The main aims of the presentation are to share how phonics is taught at Grange Primary School, to develop an understanding of the letters and sounds phonics system, to develop an understanding of how phonics supports the progression in reading, and to share ideas about how you can support your child. So what is phonics? Phonics is the link between letters and the sounds they make. When the letter sounds have been taught, they can be blended together to read words. Although there are 26 letters in our alphabet, the English language has 44 phonemes. Now I'm going to go through some of the key vocabulary that the children will be using in class. Phonemes, the sounds letters make. Graphemes, the letters used to write the sound. Digraph, two letters that go together to make a new sound. The letters A and I together make the sound A. Trigraph, these are three letters that go together to make a new sound. The letters I, G and H together make the sound I. Special friends. This is the term that refers to any digraph or trigraph. So if you were looking at a word and you were asked to underline the special friend, in the word night, the special friend would be I. Split digraph. These are two letters that go together to make a sound that have been split. This is the split digraph A. If we wrote the word make, we would write and then we'd have our split digraph A, which would be separated by the k, a-k, make. Chatty friends. This is a term that refers to any split digraph. In the word mistake, the chatty friend would be the A split digraph. Letters and Sounds is a phonics program that is taught in early years and through Key Stage 1. The Letters and Sounds program is divided into 6 phases, with each phase building on the skills and knowledge of previous learning. Phase 1 concentrates on developing children's speaking and listening skills. The emphasis during Phase 1 is to get the children attuned to the sounds around them and ready to begin developing oral blending and segmenting skills. This phase is taught in nursery, and the oral blending and segmenting focus continues in reception. Phase 2 is taught in reception, and the sounds are introduced in sets. As soon as the children know the first set of sounds, they can start blending these together to make words. For example, sat and pat. There are also Phase 2 tricky words. These are the words that cannot be sounded out but need to be learnt by sight. In class, these words are flashed regularly, and often children learn through playing games like pairs or snap. Phase 3. The final sets of sounds that are represented by single letters are taught, with the addition of the digraphs z and qua. The consonant digraphs are taught, and the vowel digraphs and trigraphs. During the autumn term, Year 1 have been learning the Phase 3 sounds, and they have been applying these. There are also the Phase 3 tricky words. Remember, these cannot be sounded out and they need to be learnt by sight. At Grange, we use the Read Write Ink sound cards, which have phrases to introduce each sound. Here is the sound map with the pictures to help the children remember each phrase. In Year 1, Fred Talk is used to support learning. This is where you segment the word and say each sound within it. You can use Fred Talk orally, where you hear a word and say the sounds within it. For example, the word sleep, s, l, e, p. Fred Talk can also be used for reading, where you look at the word and each sound within that word. Fred in your head. This is where you're trying to develop the fluency in your reading. Instead of saying the sounds aloud, you do the sounding out in your head and then just say the word aloud. Sound buttons. These are used when we teach children to read new words. A dot is used to show a sound represented by a single letter, and a line is used to show a digraph or a trigraph, which is 2 or 3 letters representing one sound. When we introduce children to new words, we often show them the word with the sound buttons underneath. This helps them to identify the special friend within the word and then sound it out carefully. We also ask the children to add their own sound buttons. So for example, in this word, there will be 2 sound buttons. There'll be a line for the ch and a line for the air, and then they would sound out the word carefully. Ch, air, chair. When we teach the children to write new words, we use thread fingers. This is a strategy that helps the children to segment the words and count how many sounds they have in them. For example, if we took the word sheep and segmented this, it would be sh, e, p. So there's 3 sounds. The children would then pinch each sound on their finger. Sh, e, p. We then ask the children to trace each sound on their finger. When they have done this, they're ready to write the word. They would write sh, e, p. Phase 4. There are no new sounds taught in this phase. The focus is on using the sounds the children already know to read longer words like these. These are the Phase 4 tricky words. Phase 5. In this phase, new digraphs and split digraphs are taught and the children practice applying these. This is the Phase 5 sound mat. The children learn the read-write-ink phrases to help them remember each sound. These are the Phase 5 tricky words. There are lots of resources and activities used in school to teach phonics. Here is an example of some of the activities that the children do in Year 1. Here are some ideas of how you can help your child at home. Help your child learn the tricky words by playing games like Pairs and Snap. Encourage your child to look for the special friends to help them read new words. Ask your child to reread the sentence to make sense of what they have read. This is really important as children often need to use their sounds to sound out new words. Once they have done this, it's important to reread the sentence with fluency so that they can understand what they have read. Encourage your child to segment the word to help them write it and include all the sounds. This is where you can support your child to use thread fingers so they can count each sound within the word. Play phonics games. Here is a list of useful phonics websites. Thank you for listening. I hope you have found this helpful. If you have any questions, please send an email to the email address below. Thank you.